Afternoon, guys. I hope we are all doing very well. Welcome back as always to another video. As you can see, today we've got another special guest. We've got Alexander Morris back on the channel. It's been a long time.
You disclosed my true name.
We've got deadlifts. We're in Ultraflex roller room, as you can see already. Again, this is a different environment for me for my deadlifts. Last time I deadlifted in here was, I think, 7-8 weeks out on prep last year. I'm now almost 8 months into my off-season phase, which is pretty crazy to say because prep felt like ages last year. Now I'm all of a sudden more than that throughout my off-season, which is pretty crazy, but everything's going very well. I'm sitting at around 225, between 225 and 230 pounds right now, which for me is still not my highest, but I'm not shooting for any sort of body weight or anything like that this off-season. I'm just letting my performance do the speaking, and that's really it. If anything drops off within my diet or anything like that, I know that my performance is going to take a hit, so it's just a case of making sure that I'm monitoring that, monitoring my sleep, monitoring how I'm feeling in general, and then if I need to make any adjustments towards the food, I can do that, but we're not chasing any sort of body weight or anything. Last year I got pretty attached to the scales, and it was something that forced my appetite to go downhill. It forced quite a lot of things to come in, and it just wasn't efficient for my off-season at any point. So I think as well, being able to hold on to maybe a little bit of a nicer body composition this year around with a little bit more muscle as well, that's only going to put me in better stead for the 2024 season if that's what we look at next. But AJ, again, we're both in off-season now, which I believe the last time, I think every time we've trained, either one of us have been in something.
Yeah,
I think we've maybe got like
to the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from, I think we hit a leg session for MBW. I don't know how long ago that was, but time flies at this moment, but that's probably one of the only ones where we're hitting in a similar phase. But life's busy at the moment, isn't it?
Busy,
life's
busy,
hectic,
busy.
but it's good, you know, like it's rewarding.
Yeah,
I think we're
absolutely.
both at points now where like the first point at which me and Keith started to know each other, our lives were very different, very, very different. You know, most of our day was just, okay, eat the meals and train. And now it's a very different sort of perspective that we have, and we've got to work a little harder to make sure that these 2 or 3 hours that we spend inside here, we're prepared for them. These 2 or 3 hours are still the same. They've never changed. But what goes along outside of that is a little different. So maybe we can share, you know, a few things during the session that help us in these moments where we're busy traveling, doing different things. Because I'm sure there's a lot of aspiring people that kind of want to be like you, want to be a coach, want to be, you know, creating content.
Yeah.
So we can help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in off-season now with preparations for...
Most likely 24.
Yep.
Yeah, most likely 24. So it'd be great if we prep in the same year.
That will be cool.
But yeah, bodyweight wise, sort of similar to yourself. I've been heavier. I've been as heavy as 212, which is very soft for me. I'm down in the low 190s now. I came down as low as 185 in a short diet. So yeah, I feel much better. Performance is pretty much just as good, if not a little better on lower body. I just wanted to learn as much as I can from Keith today in terms of how I can improve my pulls again. Any opportunity that I get to train with this guy, I'm all ears. Like I said when I came in, Keith, you run shop, let's just do whatever. And you know, at the end of the day, there's you know, so much you can learn online from people that say that they know their shit, but the reality is, what is here talks more than that. He has a ton of muscle, and anyone that's got a ton of muscle from working hard, because I've seen this guy come from like the bottom to where he is now in terms of muscle mass, you've got to listen to that. So, you know, if you're wanting to learn how to grow and how to add tissue, you know, he's one of the best guys you can possibly listen to.
Yeah, guys, that is that. Let's just get on with some deadlifts. Brand new deadlift bar. Brand new to the point where whoever uses this first, the very first person that's ever used it. But again, not that we're making any excuses. Deadlifts might go either way today. They're either going to go really good, either going to go the total opposite way. But I've been used to more so using a very whippy bar. So again, it's going to be an insight into using a brand new bar, because as we know, even although it's a Texas deadlift bar, is going to be a little bit stiffer, I should say, just because of it being brand new. But regardless, we're going to break it in. We're going to get some good weight on there today. AJ's been used to a more so kind of in between of trying to get used to one bar. Like what we were saying at the start of the session, you need to really try and get used to one bar and one bar only, because if you come in one week and use a stiff bar, then you come in the next week and use a whippy bar, on something like a deadlift, if you're really trying to progress it, you're going to find yourself in a hole very quickly, because you're going to get so far to the point where your body's not going to actually get used to any sort of either whip or stiffness. Whereas if you can use the same bar week in, week out with the same plates, you're actually putting yourself in a much better position to be able to progress. So that's why, personally myself, I'm always going in, if both of the deadlift bars are free, I'll find out which one it is I've been using every single week, and then I'll use that one to make sure that I'm in the best possible spot to actually try and progress. Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Wow, that release is a lot better.
What are you thinking?
It feels, it's weird, it feels a little harder but then much easier.
Okay.
Because the initial pull, you don't have that, you don't have the flex. So when you have the flex, it feels like, oh, okay, this is easy.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get it here,
then it's so hard.
It's so hard. So I think I'm gonna have to trust it off the floor and then know that my lockout's gonna be there.
It's just having that confidence the full way through, because as much as the confidence will take a little bit of a knock at the start, you just need to know that it's like me going through my warm-ups, or me even through on my first initial rep on my working set. I know it's going to be really fucking hard, and I know that my warm-up set, my last warm-up could feel horrendous, but it's just having that confidence still there that it's still going to be okay. And then once you get that first initial rep out the way, like what we've said, you know that's it. There's going to be more there. It's just getting that little bit of confidence after the small knock off the floor. So that's perfect. Are you thinking 5, or are you wanting to go 4.5?
I'll be happy to go 5.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Big power. Beautiful. The lockout's very different, because I'm pulling from a lot less upper back rounding, because my upper back with the, so for reference, this is a completely new Texas deadlift bar. My upper back was rounding so much because the flex was huge on the previous one, because it had been used in this gym for like probably a decade with a lot of heavy pullers. So this one feels different, but it feels good in the position where I normally break down. So fingers crossed, regardless what happens today, I can definitely build a better pull off this bar.
It's all getting fucking warm here.
Ha! Okay, Cuff, come on! Come on, Keith. Yes! Lovely. That's moving really well.
Okay.
That's moving really well. That's a quick 260 for you.
Felt all good. That was
even if it doesn't feel quick, it looks rapid.
That was cool. I was going between, literally, because again it's a new bar, with a little bit of extra stiffness, I usually get away with actually being more explosive rather than releasing the slack and then pulling. I released the slack and then pulled there, which was totally cool. Lately, when I've hit 260, I've built it up as well. So with that being beltless, that's gave me a little bit more confidence that even if I throw 7 plates on and go belted, and either release the slack or just go explosive, I know I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
You make this fucking set yours. Come on now. Come on, AJ. There we go. First one's out the way. Come on now. Stay confident now. There we go. Come on. Big brace now, here we go. Stay with that, stay with that. Get them hips through.
Fuck. Ooh. Fucking chewed me up at the bottom, man.
Again, I think it's just that bit, with it being a brand new bar as well, when you hit the floor, I think because you're so used to that little bit of extra whip not actually releasing, it's essentially going back to a fucking stiff bar.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it that little bit harder. Hey, you still took the fucking 4 and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Okay, come on,
Keith. Come on. All in. Yes, let's go. Yep. Come on. Come on. One, Keith. Let's go. Woohoo! Go! Ha! Woo!
I'm happy with that on a new bar.
That was solid, man. The way you caught the bar as it hit the floor, that shows how well versed you are with using a stiff bar, because you just, as soon as the bar hit the floor, you caught it right at the right time. Whereas like I was catching it as if it was going to have way more whip in it.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. On a new bar, again, because I've been going between stiff bar, whippier bar. I've not been in a routine with any sort of bar whatsoever, but to know, even when I travel, to make sure things are as on as possible. I could have came in here today and pulled 300 for 1, but to know 5's still there, it's going to be a mind game. I know it's going to be a mind game until I get that 6th rep. Once I get that 6th rep, then I'm working in 6 to 10, 110% throughout this off-season phase. I'm going to take that for sure, but right now, I'm just finding my groove with traveling, finding my groove in different gyms, different bars, different plates. But the second that first initial rep moved, I knew that set was going to be on. It was just a case of ensuring that I never crumbled with every single rep. So yes, a couple of them might have moved quicker than each another, but that's simply because I'm not used to that specific bar on a weekly basis. But I'm happy enough with that. Again, I've sat in the car for almost 2 hours pre here, got here, made sure my food was on, made sure I had what I needed, made sure I had enough time to allow my mindset to switch from traveling, driving, coaching to literally athlete mode. My time, I need to make sure that I am in control of flicking that switch prior to coming in here, because if I'm not, that wouldn't even have moved for 1 rep. So taking that on board, guys. If you are traveling, if you have a normal job like many people like to say, you need to ensure that if you're really wanting to be in that position where progression is the almighty goal, you have to be willing to know how to put everything to the side and be able to move into that mode where you matter the most. Because if you're not willing to do that, you've got to say goodbye to them almighty big progressions. But they are the ones that change your physique for the better. But 1 set, especially when you're able to do it right, 1 set's enough. To be fair, I was contemplating somewhere in between 270 and 300, depending on how things were feeling. Obviously, just because I knew naturally when you travel, things are a bit different. But I made sure that I got here with like half an hour before we were going to deadlift, because I've made that mistake too many times. Arriving and on the platform within 5 minutes. Every time, like, you would have thought that I would have learned sooner, but I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. So what I found the past maybe 2 or 3 times when I've been deadlifting at a different gym, I've arrived with so much time, and although I might not have pulled 300 for 5 every time I've done that, they've been half decent sessions.
Yeah, of course.
But with today, just because taking on board new bar, again, traveling and that. 270 to
session as
yeah,
well.
270 to 300, I would have been happy with. When 260 moved the way it did, beltless and how it felt, I was kind of like, well, 300, 3 to 5 reps, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, when I pulled the second rep, it felt so light. And I was like, I'm going to fucking take 6 here.
Yeah.
But see, the 4th and 5th rep, I was like, fuck me, this has just got so much harder so quickly. I think I might have misgrooved one of the reps at the bottom and it just took everything out of me. But I'm happy to match 5. If my strength can stay there, I'm fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I've kind of moved away from, not necessarily moved away from wanting to lift so much more on deadlifts, because I do and I always will want to, but that chasing the loads, all my mind was going towards that and leaving all my other training behind. And I noticed that, and taking on board, I am a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what's going to benefit me the most?
The bodybuilding training or the pull.
If I can,
you can still
hold,
like,
if I can hold on to 300 for reps,
yeah, exactly.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's still insane.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Okay.
Your bar.
Yep.
Let's go. Yeah. Yes. Good. Let's go. Yeah. Come on. Drive back. Good. Big 2. Yes. Good. And 1. Big reach. And go. Lovely.
Okay.
Good man.
Oh. Oh. Come on now. Lovely. Lovely. Come on, AJ. There we go. There we go. There we go. And again. Come on now. There we go. No. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's one there. There's one there. Come on now. Come on now. Drive this hard. Drive this hard. Get that in. Get it short. Get it short. Get it short. Get it short. Eurocentric. Yours. 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 We'll do a drop this time.
Can do.
5, 3, then 1.5.
Yep.
Bow. Bow.
There we go. Good, good.
Bow.
Lovely, let's go. Big 2.
Yep. Bow.
1 more. Lovely. 3's good.
Bow.
That's it.
Bow.
Yeah, show me 10. There's 3. Good. 6 is good. Come on.
Yes.
8. Come on. 9. 1 more.
8. So.
1.5 yours. Show me 3. 3. Yep. 2 and 1. Yes. Good man.
Oh. And drive. And. Yep. One I'm with you. One I'm with you. Big one now. Big one now. Big one now. And drive. There we go. Get that fucking rep. Good. There we go. Big elbows. Come on. There we go. There we go. And again. Come on, give me 2.
No.
Yep, and again. Drive hard, drive hard, drive hard. One I'm with you. One I'm with you. Big fucking stretch. And drive. There we go. Get it short. Good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Reps. Good. 2 now. There we go. Nice. Perfect.
Oh.
Okay. I actually like that because that's a little bit wider than normal. I'm so used to being here.
Yeah.
That's actually allowing me to get my elbows back that little bit further.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's a little closer to the optimal gang, right?
I was going to say that it is a little bit more. It's allowing me to get my lats that little bit shorter because my range of motion has been opened up a little bit more, so we'll just cut that bit out of the video. There we go. There we go. Get that all the way in. All the way in. Go again. Ow. Let's go 2. Let's go 2. Yep. And again. Drive hard. Drive hard. Eurocentric.
Come on now.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Good. Come on, here we go.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, good.
Let's get it.
Yep. 2. Yep, 1.
Okay. Fuck.
Oh. Go again now, go again now, go again now. Come on. All the way through, all the way through. And again. And again now. All the way through. Give me one more. One more here, one more here, one more here. Drive hard, drive hard, drive hard. Good. Stay locked in there. Yep. Come on, AJ. And again. Hey. Walking back now. Come on, 2 big reps. Yep. Hey. One more. Hey. Good. Love. Come on. 1. Try back and squeeze. Yes. Good. Oh. Big squeezes. Come on.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh.
And again.
Yes. Oh.
You fucking warm up on that. That's going to be my max set. Come on then.
Small spot.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Oh.
That's it. Across the middle of the body. Then down. Beautiful.
Oh.
Yes.
Down, 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 down.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
Good man.
All the way through, all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Yep. Perfect.
Yep. Oh.
Woo. Lovely, Keith.
Oh.
Let's go. Yep, stay with. Yes, lovely.
Oh, that's definitely something that you guys will not see me do a lot of, is this sort of movements in general. However, even when I'm coming to places like this or I'm training where people such as AJ take on board as well, that whenever you are training with people who have been doing this for just as long as you, if not longer, who have been coaching for longer, who's been learning for longer, I'm all ears, especially just as AJ said at the start of the session, I'm not just here to take the session and do what I want to do, I'm here to always learn as well. And that's definitely something that, especially throughout my bodybuilding career, I've been always willing to learn, regardless whether I've been at the top of my game, whether I've won the British finals, whether I won my pro card. That doesn't just set me at the very top. That sets me at a level where I'm still willing to learn. And you guys really need to take on board that regardless how many wins you get under your belt, regardless how many loses you get under your belt, how many PBs you get under your belt in the gym, you need to always be willing to learn. And especially if you're getting into online coaching as well, you are going to learn for years. And you're going to learn even past that. Somebody even like AJ, who's been coaching for way longer than me, he's been coaching for way longer than pretty much the majority of people who's getting into coaching now. Like, the industry is huge. And it's becoming very evident that a lot of people are wanting to get into this industry without learning. And trust me, there's a lot that goes on at the start, but even when you get 4, 5, 6, how many years you've been doing it, you're still willing to learn. It's a process of that, and you need to be willing to learn regardless how good you get. Come on then. Get it short every single time, and again. Yep, and again. There we go, there we go, there we go. Come on now. All the way through. Yep, there we go. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, you've got control of it. Come on. Lovely. That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
Still you, tuck in nice and close. Yep, good.
Oh.
Let's go. Hard, yep. And one more there.
Okay.
Drive it nice and close in. In. Yes, lovely. Beautiful.
Oh.
Stay with. Yes, good. And again.
Oh.
Drive in. Yes, lovely. Good man.
Oh.
Yep. And again. Yes. Quality. Good man.
Oh.
Oh, motherfucker, that's hard. Oh. Perfect. Good. There we go. Come on now. That's it. And again. Drive it all the way. Come on now. There's one more. Oh. Take one more. And drive. Big one. Yep. Good eccentric.
Good. Lovely. Let's see reps. Okay, yeah, one more.
Stay locked in.
Yes, try back.
Yes, good man. Lovely job.
Oh.
Take that again. All the way through. There we go.
Ooh, you partials.
Oh, lovely, AJ, lovely. There we go. Perfect time. Exact same as that. Replicate that every single rep.
Oh.
Perfect.
Come on now.
Yep. Lovely. Quality. Yes. Lovely, come on.
Oh.
Come on. Powerful drive up. And squeeze.
Oh.
That's it. There's one there. Lovely.
Oh.
And that just shows you don't need a lot of weight for dumbbell shrugs if you do them well. Big squeezes at the top. And a tip that I actually got from watching John do it is like slightly hip shift back, so you have space for the dumbbells to go into a stretch position. So what you often see is people like with the dumbbells down to their sides and they can't quite get that slight depression that you need to really stretch and lengthen up your traps. So almost be like here, then here. And the 40s are way more than enough. When I was younger, I took pride in like moving the heaviest dumbbells in the gym for shrugs.
80 kilogram shrugs just to try and just use that momentum. 0.5 of a second quick and then back down. I've definitely found that.
When you're pulling 7 plates off the floor as well, you arguably don't really need direct trap work, but it's not going to harm. Your most muscular's already a crazy shot, so if you get even like maybe half an inch more on your traps, it's just going to look even crazier.
100%.
Yep, I'm here. Drive it in. Let's have one more like that. Come on. Come on, in it goes. Lovely. That's it, give me partials. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh. Yes, good. Huge. Let's go. Yep. No. Come on. Bicep work at the end of a pull session. What sort of rep, are you working with any rep ranges, or are you just going straight in with like a low rep set? What's the approach?
I'll pretty much pyramid my way up the way,
Okay.
just purely down to the fact of by the time I get to the end of any sort of session I'm doing. I'm not 100% on, because I don't track, because I don't log, I don't know what my energy level is going to be like at the end of a session. So I could get to the end and have more energy than tomorrow's session at the end.
Yeah.
The reason that I do pyramided sets is because I can select a weight, do a set of maybe 12 to 15, and then I'll know whether I'm going to stick at that for another 12 to 15, or go up and maybe go say 8 to 12.
Yeah.
So 3 pyramided sets, we'll go 12, 15 for the first one. If we feel we can go up, we'll go up, potentially go 8 to 12 or even 10 to 12. Yeah. And then if we feel we can go up for one more, we'll do that. If not, we'll do another set of 8 to 12.
Your bicep shape has always been good, because I've known you since a teenager, and you've always had quite good like peak and shape the bicep, but they weren't a strong point. They weren't huge. They weren't like that. So what would you say is, like, was there a time period where you thought that they grew the most, and what did you do to achieve that?
As crazy as it sounds, they grew the most when I was training them every day. I have actually stopped training them every day. Not because they were getting too big, because unless they literally take over your physique, then they're not too big.
Agreed, yeah.
But the reason I pulled back from training them every single day was because when I started doing it, I started seeing more progression in my bigger movements following training them all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll still do them at the very end of pretty much the majority of my upper body sessions.
Okay. There was a point where you were doing them after legs as well.
Yeah, I was literally doing them every single day, regardless what energy I had left at the end of my sessions. They were getting hit. I was even doing, it was going as far as doing things like barbell curls at the end of sessions, which...
Or close grip bench.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. I remember.
The amount of times I ran close grip bench up to like 3 plates a side as well, which was most definitely the time that they've grew the thickness. I don't believe they've progressed a lot in terms of just like the shape, because like you say, the shape's been there a lot, but just the actual thickness of them, from the actual front of the bicep to literally the rear of where my triceps are sitting, they've went from being not really weak, but weak enough, to being good enough now that I'm okay to just train them at the end of my session. But I know for a fact the most growth and the most thickness came from training them every single day, and not shying away from the bigger movements. It's so easy now because most gyms have got mini barbells, but nothing's going to touch you bicep curling a barbell with 50, 60 kilograms on it. Whether you're getting to the end and some reps or with a little bit of momentum, your body's going to have to be forced to adapt to them sort of big movements. And if you can get strong at them, that's also going to be a carry over to your other bigger movements that's going to apply additional thickness to your physique. But now, I'll train them at the end of the majority of upper body sessions, and across all movements, it'll be pyramid sets. Because, like I say, I don't know my energy levels at the end, because I don't track. If I was logbooking every single day, I would kind of have a feeler of what energy I would have left at the end, because I would be tracking these as well.
I'm already too tired. I shouldn't do arms today because I'm too fatigued. It's like, I agree with you. The logbook sometimes gets in your head and takes you away from what you need to be doing to actually prioritize growth with a specific area of physique, or you focus on just the numbers and just the progression, which in reality is not the whole picture. You know?
It can also have that effect on the opposite way as well, because you can get so obsessed with a number that you can actually allow your form, your tempo, your execution in general to go out the window 100%. Just because you're wanting that extra number.
100%.
We just had a discussion that I only wear really tight t-shirts because when I get a pump it makes me feel bigger because they become more compressed. That is true to a certain extent, but it's just because Gasp release the nicest of t-shirts. Kiffy 15 at checkout whenever you're getting some of the best lifting gear that you can actually get.
Fill them up. Yep. Boom. Yeah, buddy.
Woo. Mate. Oh, I actually forgot you even mentioned these.
Let's hope it fits your head.
Fuck me, of course.
If it doesn't fit your head, then I'll get you a bigger one.
No, it's fine. I'll just start dieting. Mate, that's fucking awesome. Like, that is so cool.
Yeah. We've got the, you know, the navy hoodies.
So guys, that's a wrap for today's back session, today's deadlift session. Quite a it was exciting and a little bit not exciting, because obviously it's never going to be as exciting as hitting a big PR in a session. But regardless, like what we were saying at the start, when it comes to things like traveling about a lot, we have to really take on board our training, and especially if you guys are out there logging, because I know there's a lot of people that do log and who are really driven by progression, and that's totally cool, because that is one of the main ways to actually get better. But you really need to take on board, especially if you're traveling about a lot, you can't go into every single gym with expectations, because if you do and you're really only going in with the mindset to a different gym to beat your logbook numbers and you don't beat them, that could literally wrap your whole session up after the first movement, because you have to really remember that even if you don't go in and progress on a movement, that doesn't mean that you can't have an efficient and good session. Like me, for example, I've been doing a lot of traveling about recently, and I've been training in multiple different gyms, in multiple different temperatures, and after maybe one meal, after 4 meals, 10 p.m. at night, there's a way of still making it work, and that's by going by how you feel, using the logbook as maybe a reference only for exercise selection, baselines of where you know you're at, but knowing in your head that if you're warming up on a different piece of equipment that your body's not used to, you have to take on board that you can just take what's there on the day, you can still perform your intensity that you normally do, you can still have the mindset that you normally do, but just ensure that you're not over obsessing about that number in the logbook, because it might not always be there. And especially if you're using equipment that your body's not used to, taking on board environments, different weight plates, different barbells, lots of things can come into play. You can still travel about and you can still work just as efficient, you can still improve. And like what you've seen today, I've been able to come in here, we used a different bar, I've been traveling, loads of things could have came into play, but I still came in and matched what I would say is probably my best ever deadlift set. Aside of 320 for a triple, 300 for 5, it's definitely up there. And again, throughout today's session, we used some pieces of equipment that I'm not used to either, and we still took a really successful session. So.
Yeah, nothing more to add. You just nailed it. You know, like you could quite easily walk into sessions with just logbook numbers in your head and come out unhappy, and that's not the way you're going to enjoy training long term. So if you are logging your training with a logbook and you've got numbers in your head, you use them, yes, but also just don't dictate a whole session around them, especially when circumstances are slightly different, or you're coming in with different recovery variables at play. You just got to learn to take the positives out of the session. Today we had a great session. I did some different movements. I trained my back to failure. I trained my deadlifts to failure. Is that going to produce growth? Yeah, 100%. So that's what you got to focus on, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Another really good one wrapped up again. If you guys are interested in following both myself and AJ's log across on the MBW site, I'll stick a link to the site as always. It will be in the description box below. As always, you know where to support me. Gasp, Unrivaled, HR Labs, there's a lot of different places. AJ across the Insights Ups, there's lots. But everything will be in the description box below, guys, as always. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one.